Welcome everyone and welcome to All In, All United.
Remember the comment you made?
I got some bars to these.
Run Ryan.
Right.
And everything. You have players out there.
I think the fellas will take it more serious.
What grade?
That one at the go.
Yes. Because at the end of the day, right now, Manchester United are
Everyone and welcome to All In, All United. Nico, we're on the inside.
Good night.
Yeah, and what's our game today? I mean, it could have been a real disaster. You know, I mean, going down 2-0 within 5 minutes at the start of the game at Old Trafford. That could have turned out to be something else. You know, I mean, the good thing is that we were able to turn it around, you know, and secure 3 points at the theatre. Now I'm not sure, you know, Forest deserve anything, to be honest, you know, because I mean, I'm not complaining, but when I saw how, you know, things would have worked out for them, and you know, they were fortunate to be, you know, in that kind of position after 5 minutes, and then you allow a team you just sit back and allow a team to pepper you, you know, considering, you know, our fortune against low block teams. For you to come away here with nothing, you look for that, right? I mean, on our side, it showed mentality, you know, it showed fight back. But on another day, you're not sure if this Manchester United team would recover. You understand what I'm saying? Anyway, what was going through your mind, Nico, at 2-0 after 5 minutes?
Another roller coaster, you know. We definitely not short of that, you know, putting our fans through this roller coaster of emotions. So again, coming into the weekend, you know, you're saying, all right, you know, maybe our season starts today at Old Trafford. You know, Nottingham Forest, how much they would have invested into their team. We at home, Fortress. We expecting that we score some goals today and win the game comfortably. So you're going into the game positive, excited, you know, want to see a team play. And then, you know, within a minute and however, boom, goal score. And then within the next minute and a half again, the next goal score. And you're like, I need to go to the TV now. I know, because you're coming into the game with so much expectation. You're so excited to see a team play, coming off a loss from Tottenham game, you know, and then in 5 minutes, it's 2 goals down, you know, so that was deflating. And today, you know, luckily we pull it back. But on another day, you know, it would have been a terrible day at the office and at home. But I think it has some positives to take from it, and I am hoping that we would have awoke our season, or our players would have awoken today. I really hope that today was the day. I know we showed that quality still, but I hope that the result or the start we had today and the energy we had to put to be able to come back is always needed to jumpstart this season for this Manchester United team.
I mean, I hear what you're saying, and yes, it has positives to take. But I remember we started off worse last season. And I remember the third game, you know, we was wondering whether we was going to show up against Liverpool, you know, because we know Liverpool is always a tough tie, right? And we went against Liverpool and performance and result match. And the optimism was there. We could have said, well, based on this performance and the result and everything, you was seeing the fight, you was seeing everything. And I think that is what spurred on, you know, our home run. Because just before that game, we got we skin cut from Brentford and Brighton. And I think the Brighton game was the first home game of the season that we lost. And after that, is when we home record start. That's when the fortress at Old Trafford, started its rebuild. But I being honest with you, we still continuing, we record at home. But I'm not feeling as optimistic as I was last season after that third
Agreed.
game.
Agreed. Yeah. I guess that could stem from the competition we know we have in the league now. Because we know the competition in the league stiff, and we know the quality of our team, or where we were expecting the team to be at this point. The team is way off of that. So just based on that, the optimism is very low.
Yeah. Now, you bring up a real interesting, thing right before we started recording. And I feel we could start there. I know we had the team sheets to talk about. I know we had the game to go into. But I don't know if what we've seen on the field is because of this. So I feel this could be the root cause of what we experiencing on the pitch. And I want to phrase it like how you say it, right? Is Manchester United just a commercial club right now and not really a footballing club, because where the priorities lie? What you're saying?
Yeah, that where my question mark is, to be honest, because I having a hard time trying to identify if we really want to challenge for this Premier League title, because from all intent and purposes, you're not seeing from the business that we have done that we are putting ourselves in a position to challenge the likes of even Arsenal or City or even Chelsea at this point. Even for Spurs, I know this season is early, right? But you have not seen us being clinical in the window that says that a Manchester United coming forward as a force, right? Because we know the likes of Casemiro, not the youngest legs, the likes of Varane, not the youngest. Like we saw again, Varane went down today. So to me, if we were really serious about the title, then we'd have been more ambitious in the transfer window. Until now, I know we still have some time for transfer window close. I haven't seen that, and the purchases that we have done, which would have been the Onana, which is what we had to make that anyway. And as I was telling you before, that if you looked at the Onana package compared to the hair package, we would have saved costs, right? Hoyland, another one Hoyland. We had to go for a Hoyland, and that is the price of a striker. So if we want to survive in the league, then that is the money we had to spend. So we had to spend that. So it's not like you made signings that would win you the league, but really to survive in the league and maybe to sneak in a top four. So to me, our ambition this season is our trophy this season is top four. Because I am not convinced that we are really, going for the jugular in terms of in terms of improving the quality of the squad. And you can't say we rely on a 20-year-old Hoyland to come in and light the ball of fire and to win us the title, or a Kobe Mino to come in and light the midfield of fire. That's not going to happen. We're supposed to get in, because look what happened with Varane today. Varane went down, right? And we knew before the season started, hey, we needed a replacement, or at least a quality backup for Varane.
Yeah.
So I really think that, and even Van Gaal would have said it, that, and he would have said it in terms of for Ten Hag, that you are going to a commercial club, not a football club. And I believe that is what it is, because you're not seeing the ambition in the window.
Yeah. Guys, don't forget to like and share the podcast. We want to get more guys in on the content, and don't forget, when you like, it is do something with the algorithm, right? I know techie person, but I know more people might see it, right? So thanks for the likes and thanks for the shares. JP on the inside, good night, man. Thanks for joining, JP. Everson on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying, glory, Man United. Scrappy win, but I'll take 3 points, to any day. Yeah, but I mean, we just want a little more, boy. We taking the 3 points, but we want more, boy. You know, especially for Man United. JP saying here, Nico, this all lies with the Glazers. Once their pockets being lined, they're happy. They don't care about the accolades.
Exactly,
Yeah.
and I agree.
Yeah. He also saying here, this whole mess with the takeover could also be negatively impacting what we've seen on the field. Right? Yeah. Sitting on the inside, good night to you, man. He's saying this team in trouble. All right. He also saying here before Jody say it, it's just Forest. Let me ball Forest walk. You know, I had to agree, you know, with your sentiments with regard to, you know, what we are. All right, and it's so straight. It's so it lining up with the logo. You know, before the logo was Manchester United Football Club, it actually had Football Club on the logo. Now it's just Manchester United, and that in itself
All
is a
right.
brand. It's a brand. You know, and a brand is something you're pushing for commercial purposes. So it's no longer Manchester United Football Club on the crest, right? And that was strategic, I find. You know, that was a signal of intent. So for me, I mean, and it all goes down to what you're seeing happening around here. We had known last season that we were, yes, Ten Hag, you know, would have done, you know, he would have exceeded expectations in terms of getting what he would have gotten out of the team and the resources he had last season. But we also knew that that could have been also because Chelsea, Liverpool, and certain other teams around us weren't at their best. Right? So you're coming into this season now, you would keep to the back of your mind that, hey, these other clubs, the likelihood of them having a poor season like last season, very, very slim. So you had to improve. You understand? You can't sit there and say, well, this club I go do good, that club I go do good, especially when you're watching the market and you're seeing the way how these teams improving and investing in the squads. Right? And we here now thinking that 38-year-old Casemiro will come and have a blinder like how we had last season. You understand? We're thinking Rashford, who, you know, season before we wanted to sell, will come and have a next 30 goal season. That is not proper planning. Right? And I agree. I'm not too confident with the way we're going. Right? We still have not solved a key area in our team, which is the midfield. Right? Now, I do expect Ten Hag to come out and say that in the press conference. That's why he always come out and say he's happy with his squad. And the man is a coach, so the man might be able to coach his way out of certain things. But at the end of the day, when you're talking about actual competing for top honors, we're in Champions League this season. You understand? I'm not filled with confidence that Ten Hag will be able to coach his way out of this. And I might say something that will be heavily controversial. You know, all respect to the legend and you know, the man, the icon, Sir Alex Ferguson. But not even in today's football, how the game evolve and how teams invest in. I don't even think Sir Alex Ferguson could coach his way out of this kind of situation. It reached the point now where you have to invest in your squads. You have to.
Exactly.
And I really don't know. We're talking about it, Nico Amrabat. The man quoted at 30 million euros, and we can't pay 30 million euros to get this man in.
Yeah.
Here now.
Because well, I mean, even if I talk about today's game, you know, touch on today's game. Today, I find as much as it's just Forest, we can't, especially after we went behind, we control the ball decent. We were decent on the ball, and to me, Ericsson had a part to play in that. So if it is that we need a younger, fitter, faster Ericsson, let me get that. We know, I saying, maybe Kobe Mino is the answer 2 to 3 years from now, but to me, he's not the answer right now. So if it is we need to get a player of that quality, of that to get that quality football in the team, then that is what we have to do.
Yeah.
Because the football that we was having from before, this long ball football, where we hoping for pace of Garnacho and Rashford and bypassing the whole midfield, that is not football.
No.
That is not, that's a tan hope. That were Forest did today. Yes, they got through. It was the or the first goal, right? Which again was, you know what I mean, unfortunate. But that is the kind of football Forest and them would play. Hit the ball long to a player on the top who quick and hope for the best. But then the football they want Manchester United playing.
Yeah. Especially when you're considering we investing and the kind of money we spending.
Exactly.
And I even think and all, the way how we recruiting suspect and all. You understand? I looking at how other clubs buying and the wingers they buying, like for instance, Mohamed Kudus. He going to West Ham for $45 million, right? And you're talking about 41 plus add-ons. We pay 80 something for Anthony and everybody. 80 something million for Anthony. Tell me how them things making sense, and them is the kind of thing that is how I'm wondering about our recruitment with scouting networks. Where the Chicharito on them by?
Yeah, true.
You understand where the Chicharito on them, who you pay, or how much we pay for Chicharito? 10, 12 million? Where them signings go on? What we recruits really doing? Are we so heavily dependent on only who Ten Hag know that we recruitment team can go and sign players?
Yeah.
That everybody who we go after is 100 million? I don't know, Nabai. I don't know. And the fact that you're talking about, whether we really a commercial club, it really frightening. And we will not be able to compete on our footballing front. City win, imagine. And they my last rant on this, right? Imagine Manchester City win the treble last season. Right? They went out after Guardiola. They buy Kovacic. They get is the winger name?
Doku or someone like that?
Doku.
Yeah.
You understand? If we win one trophy and reach a final and we want to do nothing.
Nothing.
My goodness. Dwayne on the inside, what's going on, buddy?
Hey, good night.
What's up, man? I'm gonna get some light.
Yeah, let me get the comments in the meantime, right? Jody, blessed night to you, buddy. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying it's Forest, fellas. Watch me sing and jump on it, buddy.
Yeah, what details says, Jody.
Yeah. He also saying here, the one game I watch live we lose. So Reem, you don't know what I gonna do for. Well,
Yeah, right.
I hate to hear people say it's only this team and only that team. At the end of the day, it's 3 points. I don't, because you have to beat who in front of you.
True.
You have to beat two, because let me say we had lost that game today. Everybody would not be talking is only Forest. People are saying we get you ass wash.
Yeah.
So it's not about. So yes, it's only Forest, but it had years gone by when them same only Forest team, we couldn't beat them. That's what I'm saying. So yes, it's only Forest, but it's a great 3 points.
We're definitely taking it. Yeah, we're definitely taking the 3 points.
Yeah, we're definitely taking the 3 points. But we talking about the direction of the club overall now. Maybe we need to for the takeover to complete.
In the gutter, that will be right now.
Yeah, maybe we need for the takeover to complete to release the direction of the club. But for now, as you say, we in the gutter.
Yeah.
But I really feel though that Ten Hag gets certain assurances that this takeover process was something that was supposed to happen right, whereby now he would have had more funds at his disposal, so he would have been able to get more signings to get the team closer to what he kind of want. And because of how Manchester United is, with whoever, that he found himself, or he is left frustrated having to work within limited, it could be that too. It could be that too.
Nah, let's put it this way. When election time come around, right? And whoever in power, whoever win, they tell you, listen, we're going to do this for you. We'll give you more lights. We'll give you better running water. We'll give you more jobs, right? And then when you sit around the table now, when time to give you the more jobs now, they tell you 4%. That's exactly what's going on with
No, but the takeover not even complete to get that doing.
exactly. But the thing is, right? Hear my thing. If the takeover not complete, right? No matter what it is, you'll have a run. It's, you can't focus on takeover and let the club slide, and then you want more money. If you let any club run down, then sell for less.
Exactly.
Understand? You're running the club down by asking for more money. If you want more money, take care of the club to make the club reach up to the standard, and then whoever buying have no choice but to pay more money.
No, but doing that thing we was talking about earlier, from a commercial point of view, Man United is very, very profitable. And that's how the Glazers looking at it. So they're not going to sell for less money if they know. Because listen to
Exactly.
me, because hear me
At the
out,
commercial level,
yeah,
you're
because
right.
hear me out,
Now
we've been performing poorly on the pitch over the last 10 plus
right,
years, and still we up there.
but right now, I don't know if you guys follow the stock market and thing with Manchester stock market, right? Right now, they are not basing Manchester financially on right now, because right now Manchester United is very poor is doing very poorly on the financial side right now, right?
On the stock
They
market.
on the stock market and thing right now. They are basing, right, the Premier League as a entity, right, in the next couple of years, supposed to, but the Premier League itself is also on the stock market, right? The Premier League as an entity supposed to rise in the stock market, right? And once the Premier League rise in the stock market, by extension, clubs going to be more profitable, right? That is what the Glazers are basing their estimates on. They're not basing the estimates on right now, because right now Manchester is a poor club, right? The only thing what's saving us is that we break even every year. We break even every year in profit margins. That is what's saving the club, right? And also, they don't pay. All they pay is interest. They don't pay it on the loan. They pay the interest. That is why all loans are not going anywhere, right? So, in a business aspect, it's good for them because that's how businesses run, right? Businessmen in the real business don't spend their own money. That is why the Glazers them don't put out no money club. They don't spend their own money. They use whatever money come in for the club, right? So that 120 million we had to spend, right? That money was what we get for qualifying for Champions League, right? Plus whatever little profit we get, That's all That's it. So that 120 is not what the Glazers say, listen, this is what we're going to give all year to spend. That is what we have. That what we earn. Understand? And I ain't talking from no guessing. When it comes to the financial side of the club and thing, I'm going to be following that because I'm interested in the stocks and them kind of thing. Right? Since the Glazers have been here, in only 1 year, the year that we got Anthony Marshall was the only year the Glazers took money from their own pocket to bring any player. That was Joel Avram wanted Anthony Marshall. The club did not want Anthony Marshall. Joel Glazer wanted Anthony Marshall, and he invested to bring Anthony Marshall to the club. And the only time the Glazers took money out their own pocket. That is why he always behind not selling Marshall. He's a man just like the man, and he bring him in. Right? He's always the
I ain't sure too agree with that because I could remember clearly Van Gaal saying that Anthony Marshall was a player that he followed and he
look.
scouted,
He's
right? And he
Van Gaal didn't scout Marshall. Van Gaal, if you look back at Van Gaal was history. Frenchman is never hit a priority.
I ain't sure. All right, I hear you, but I ain't sure fully
I tell
agree.
you, go back and check
I ain't
it,
sure.
right?
I ain't
And
sure
if
fully agree with that, but
the Marshall story I tell you about with Joel Avram, I'll get the information for you. I'm telling you,
yeah,
that information with he was the man behind the instrument behind bringing Marshall here. It wasn't nothing but nobody scout him and all them kind of thing.
all right,
Joel
I hear
Avram
you.
was the main instrument behind Marshall. That is why, 'cause before Marshall, no young player was brought to the club for that amount of money. At that time, Marshall was the highest paid, right? And everybody was wondering, well, will that money come out from for Marshall to come in? Because Joel Avram literally gave his money to bring Marshall in. Because he said Marshall to him looked like Pele. That was his words. Marshall to him is like Pele. And he bring
Okay.
him in. Yeah.
I didn't know the Joel Glazer is be scouting and that kind of thing. All right. Let me
I,
get some of the
I,
comments there.
I
Yeah. Kiran on the inside. Good night, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. Simeon saying here, simply watch the highlights. You can see the team construction is off. You know, way too weak on set plays. You see some fellas not serious with players running past them.
Ooh, I see
Yeah.
Casemiro last player run past him today, boy. My goodness, I'm like, wow, this not the Casemiro we know.
Right? Kieran saying here, remember, we literally overpaid for Anthony, so that's on Ten Hag and the club. Yeah, and I think that Anthony issue was a big delay because of the whole De Jong thing, and Ajax, it was so late that Ajax had to, make we pay interest on we late pursue. Right? Christian on the inside, thanks for joining, man. He's saying we as a ish-run club, right? From watching them the EPL games, 3 quality midfielders got relegated last season and we didn't even try to get one. I talk about Telemann, Madison, and Ward-Prowse, right? All these men had good seasons. We looked to go after Mount, who had a poor season, hardly played and was injured. And what make it worse is we pay £60 million and this man only had a few months remaining in his contract. He costs more than all them players I mentioned. Clueless club, yeah. Well said.
and
Well said.
Madison's butter right now, you know.
Yeah, well said. Well said. David Curtin on the inside, thanks for joining, man. Good night to you. He's saying here, this win is really a draw in my opinion. Thank God that draw might give you 3 points, eh? But I hear what you're saying, right? Because I'm also saying here, from the time the season end last season, it was known that we only had 150 transfer chests, We didn't utilize that money properly. We literally pay 60 for a player who would be free next season. And that is who the manager wanted, eh? I wouldn't give more money. All right. Because I'm saying here how we struggle in the last 10 to 5 minutes against 10 men.
Yeah.
10 to 15 minutes against 10. Boy, I
Martinez,
decision making
Martinez
and
okay?
IQ.
Martinez okay?
You find
Why?
he started the season strong.
Yeah, boy.
I find he look better today though, eh? But
He improved. Yeah, he improved a little bit, but he's not. He's looking like
the Martinez
Yeah.
before that injury. He's not looking like that Martinez before that injury.
Yeah.
I find Martinez was very, very key in, how settled we were in the first half, because I see him shouting at Bruno. Bruno is the type to rush things, and every time we get the ball, he was calling us to calm it, let me move the ball up, let me settle the football.
No,
He was
he was better today than the first 2 games.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
He looking more like a fish vendor than the butcher.
Serious say, yeah, it's becoming clear that there's no vision, no real strategy in the transfer market. Even Ollie sweet talk, we with a 3-year plan, right? Kiran saying here, the man in the blue United jersey talk facts about Martial wasn't Van Gaal by. Right? I'll give me some more facts than talk, right?
I that man is bring my facts.
Well, bring your facts. I read different things on that as well, right? Remember, I like the players, so I do my research, right? So come with your thing doing, right? Because I'm saying, yeah, Lindelof looking like we best defender right now. Lindelof came on and did look good. Eh? He did look good.
But I disagree there with that. With that, he's probably the best centre back right now, but the best defender we have right now, in my opinion, is Wambasaka. In my opinion, so far for the season, I would say. I ain't saying he's the best defender we have, but for the season so
Season so far.
far, yeah, he is top tier for the team so far. That's my opinion.
Yeah, yeah. Well, let me get into some team news now, and we could get into the game because I know, I mean, the three of we watched the game and we have different or similar thoughts on stuff that happened in the game. Um, yeah, so let me get into team sheets and the game. Go through it, Nico.
Yeah, again, I will talk about the three players that came in, right? Dalo. Well, we know it was between him and Fernandez really. I wasn't expecting him to to put Licha on the left back, which is an option to let Licha play left back and maybe bring in Alendelof. I wasn't expecting. I was expecting that Dalo would have got the nod, and so said, so done. And I think Dalo held his own. On the left back, I think he held his own. In the midfield, again, another no-brainer was Ericsson coming in for Mount, and I think that worked for us. I think especially in that game today, where City Forest would have scored early and sat back and more or less gave us, control of the ball, gave us possession of the ball. I think Ericsson was the perfect foil in a game like today. Where we had dictated possession, had the ball 70 something percent of the time. I think that worked for us. Not having Mount in the team, which again to me is still a question mark because the last time I was on the show, my call was to bench Mount, right? But with Ericsson coming in today, that worked. That worked today. And then Martial coming in and putting Rashford out wide. Well, we saw how that worked instantly in
But
terms like in terms of getting that reply or that response to put the game to 2-1, where Rashford way more comfortable on that left hand side, and Garnacho was poor. Garnacho was poor for the first two games, and Rashford reverted to his position, and we had that centre forward in Martial, and you saw the difference in the team. So I think today, I think that was the three changes made today, and I think otherwise, I think the team was as we would have expected.
Yeah, what are you saying doing team sheet?
Um, Nothing surprised me with the manager choices. I was glad to see the change with Marshall in the middle and Rashford out on the left. Right, we see how the team was shaped today. We actually saw what we're missing, right? Because if you look at the last two games with the team we were putting out, it looked like we were missing everything.
Yeah.
Right? It looked like we were missing everything. But the team had a little more cohesion today, right? And with that now we could see, okay, the gaffer want our centre forward. We had a centre forward today, right? So we know if we have a better centre forward or a more active Marshall, what we could expect up front then, right? It's not a makeshift. We didn't have a makeshift front line today. We had what we actually want: a left side man, a striker, and a right side. That's what we want, right? We have been using makeshift all the time, right? Now today, the midfield was something we used since last season, right? So in other words, the midfield, we had to improve on that midfield. Bringing Mount is not an improvement. Bringing Mount is a disaster. I'm not saying Mount is he himself is a disaster because I believe there's a player in Mount, right? But with this midfield setup here, playing Mount there is a disaster. Right? So with that what we had today is that we need an improvement in the midfield.
Exactly.
With Dalo coming in
Sure.
Dalo held his own, but it showed up Dalo weaknesses in his speed and his positioning. right? That is all. We know he have his flaws and things, but switching him over on that side showed up his flaws more, right? Which means we need another left side fullback, right? We need an ex fullback again, or a fullback who could play both sides, right? So by these three players who came in today, we had better cohesion, but we definitely see where we need improvements and that type of stuff. Because we
Yeah,
did look much better than the last two games, right?
yeah,
Because if it asked me the same question last two games, I would actually change everybody because
yeah,
nobody's looking good. But today the team looked more it looked better. It didn't look good, but it looked better.
Mhm.
yeah,
Uh,
I
yeah.
agree.
Um, I I agree with what both of you are saying in terms of the players that came in. Now I was expecting to see Sancho instead of Martial. Because I know Sancho would have been, Ten Hag kind of experimented with Sancho playing through the middle, during preseason, and then Marcel already get no kind of minutes to say he'll start him in that game. So I was pretty
right,
surprised to see him start.
right. I'm cutting you,
Yeah,
and
go ahead.
that is why I make the point and say it was not a makeshift because bringing in Sancho
Would have
will
been a
be a
makeshift.
Makeshift.
Yeah, yeah,
makeshift front three,
yeah,
right?
yeah,
So
yeah,
by having
yeah,
that
And
three
yeah.
was it had today is what exactly we
yeah.
want to play now.
Players who understand, the
Understand
Yeah,
formation.
understand
Yeah,
their role. Yeah.
exactly.
yeah.
Yeah.
And no, I agree with that. But I was just still seeing it in terms of match readiness and where you could do considering who play minutes and how well they look. I really thought Sancho would have been the one to get the nod in the number 9 kind of false 9 kind of role that he was playing in preseason. But I did think that Marcel came in and he worked hard. You're seeing that he's still off. But I think he played his role well enough. And more minutes could help us. At least
And
we
he
know
not he
now.
and he didn't get injured.
And he again injured, and I
We
know he
know
was
that.
gonna get pulled.
No, but that what we don't know yet, eh? Yeah.
Oh God! I
We
tried to
know
be
that what we don't know.
positive, but
No. We know. No,
We
everybody
talk about
knew
history. We
that.
talk about history. So
Yeah,
we know
but everybody
history.
knew that Marcel wasn't gonna play the full game today. I did not know even before that at the 60th minute mark, Tony was gonna get pulled off.
uh,
So it was like because even before the game, Ten Hag say they try their best to manage his comeback, and he ready for today to start. So and I thought he worked hard. He pressed. He what again he do good boy.
Held up.
He was
He
making
held up the
runs.
ball.
He held up
He
the
held up
yeah,
the
ball.
ball
He
he
kept
decently.
it
held up the ball
moving.
good.
I mean, so he did plenty without doing much, if it makes sense.
Uh,
So I mean, I was and again, that could only work well for Rashford because we need Rashford in his best position, his most comfortable position. And I remember one of the last podcasts we had, I think somebody was saying, left wing shouldn't be Rashford, and to an extent I agree with that. But we want to see
Say that
somebody
again. Say that
play.
again. Left.
They were saying that nobody in the team should lock down one position. They should be able to play in various positions, right? But that being said, I was glad to see Rashford out in a position where he is most comfortable.
Comfortable. Definitely.
You
Because
understand?
that way he create the most damage. That way he is.
Yeah,
yeah.
Yeah. That way he is most effective for himself and also for the team.
yeah. And even though throughout the game you would have seen him, he was coming in the middle. He was on the right at a point, but we know
Yeah.
he's starting. Where he's starting is off the left. We get plenty from Rashford today. He still had the little moments where I want more, but I don't have an issue with his performance today.
Only thing I find was very strange. Normally, when we take corners and them type of stuff, the person who fills the space in the middle is normally Spider.
Yeah. That one, but Saka. Yeah.
So I was shocked that Rashford was the one who
Yeah.
was there
Was in
and
that position.
was in that position because Spider would have kicked down at one knee.
But Spider was the first one who do rotationist, right? Spider was the first one who messed the jump, right? And then
Right.
Rashford now.
Yeah.
But in
Normally-
other days, Rashford would have been the one doing that jump,
First one.
and Spider would have been the
Was
one
the
back.
last man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But then again, it's not. I still feel that is not a good excuse for
No.
that
I
get-
And here what
I'm just saying
Here
that
what I
that's
say.
normally what we see now.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
it's
but
just strange to
because
see
here
it.
I say, even when I consider how they break us there, Rashford should do better. Rashford is
Of
one of the
course.
quickest players in the
Yeah.
Premier League, and you on a
That-
foot
that-
race, he casually
doesn't
throw
show
a
you-
foot.
Yeah. I
No,
tell
that fella had like a head start on him coming back.
Yeah.
Remember Rashford facing the ball this way.
Yeah,
and
Rashford had
he
to
running
turn
onto
also.
the ball, and he running onto the ball the next way. So
No, but
As
Rashford
much
that swing Rashford make at the ball was very
Yeah.
careless. First off.
I feel
Right?
Rashford underestimated the man pace and power.
But Rashford
And next
still
thing-
catch up to the man. I was saying because remember
And
he
next
slowed
thing
down.
too-
So you find he catch up to the man?
Rashford catch
Nah,
up to
he-
the man.
nah,
he
he only
slowed
catch
down
up
in the
to him.
box. In the
Nah,
box.
he
In the
catch
box.
up-
I mean, in the box.
Oh, in the box.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
He can only catch up to him because the man slowed down to
Man slowed down to
but he
score.
touched. Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, and then now Onana went up, then changed him and slip and fall. So he kind of fake.
Onana should have Onana to close down the
Yeah, I thought he that closed him down.
I thought he had closed him down.
No,
But anyway.
but the reason why Onana pulled back is because Rashford catch up and Rashford
close.
Yeah.
Rashford tackling was poor. I was
Yeah,
saying
yeah.
Rashford the first thing he do was wrong in terms of he cleared the ball real casual. He tried to clear it real casual.
Yeah.
Then when he kind of give up and then he still catch up to the man.
Yeah,
And
but
then he
I
didn't
say
even put
if
up
a
a tackle.
defender was in that position, did I win the ball?
Yeah. I tell you, Wan-Bissaka will win that ball.
Yeah, for sure. 100%.
Mhm.
100%.
Martinez will get yellow. Martinez will get yellow. Van will be too slow.
Now
Varane will get leave out. Varane will get leave out.
no.
Yeah.
Varane real slow. Anybody
Yeah, Varane-
where Anyowi reach at that point, any defender who they take, he also was getting sent off.
Yeah. So
Rashford had that in
Spider-
mind too now.
Spider will get that ball.
Yeah, when
So I gotta get ball.
Saka get a foot on that ball.
Martinez will get sent off.
Because when I see it, I say this is a fair foot race. Rashford could catch
Yeah.
he. You understand? But I find Rashford he.
But if you look back at it, right, when Rashford had to turn and you can see his body language, like when he turned to go the chase, his body language say, "Oh my God."
Yeah. He couldn't
His
give up.
body
He couldn't
language,
give up.
yeah,
he couldn't
his
give
body
up.
language say that,
No,
right?
but what I say
But
is,
when he recognized that
was getting hot.
that Onana was starting to move,
Okay.
Rashford pick up a kind of pace, and he check it out. That man pace change because he got touch on the ball before he went in net.
nah, he ain't touch it. He ain't touch it.
It's
So
sure.
he was very close.
Yeah.
Even if he touched
He
it,
was
he was very
close.
close.
Mm.
He was
He
very
was
close.
He was close. I'm gonna get
Again,
some comments. I'm gonna get some
Spider
comments
leg,
here, guys.
spider leg long enough. Press spider
Yeah,
leg
he not
again.
get that. He not get that for sure. 100% he was
I remember he
getting
timing
that.
when I skate tackle immaculate too, eh?
Yeah,
man.
he was getting that. He was getting that.
Yeah, Jody say he predicted the exact 11 on the app. Yeah, man. All right. JP saying here, Wan-Bissaka was my man of the match today. Bissaka was decent.
Bruno. Today, Bruno took that game by the scruff of the neck. Because we just talk about that earlier. We just talk about players that we need players to stand up and take a game by the scruff of the neck.
Yeah, that was
What
Bruno.
Roy and them fellas used to do, and Bruno
Nah,
that
Bruno,
today.
yeah, Bruno, he step up today.
So that's
Because watch me.
Bruno man of the match 100%.
Here, one thing I do, because a man like, I just watch intelligence now, right? And I see that assist for Casemiro goal.
Yeah.
Anybody else was going for goal, eh?
Was going for goal. No, I'm telling you.
I rate that player. I say, hey, here now, Bruno boy, well done. Because I know any other player would have go for goal and turn out that catch it easy, and we might have been sitting on here talking about a loss or a draw.
Right.
You know?
Now here's my problem with Wan-Bissaka, right? Every week we having discussions. Wan-Bissaka can't cross. Wan-Bissaka don't cross. Wan-Bissaka can't cross. Wan-Bissaka don't cross. Wan-Bissaka made about 5 crosses today. So if after today Ambasaka don't cross a ball,
We knew
he
he
should
could
get
cross.
dropped. We know he could cross. We know the man could cross. The man cross high, he cross low. The man put ball on the floor.
Yeah.
I was surprised.
Yeah. JP saying here we need enough options on top so that Rashi never has to play on top. I mean, I think with this guy coming in, Rasmus, and then having Martial there, I think the likelihood that we seeing Rashford on top, it could be an in-game adjustment, but I don't really see it as we starting with Rashford
I
on
saw some reports we bringing in a Brazilian from Santos. That true?
I don't know.
I didn't see that.
Yeah.
I was saying that it was a Manchester page today.
Okay. Christian saying here, see Fabrizio post earlier that United inquire. Oh yeah, so here it is, right?
I saw that.
So here it is. It's a two right back, two left backs we link with Cucurella or Cucurella and Region. If I'm gonna choose one, who else? Cucurella or Region?
Why are we going after these Chelsea rejects, boy? Why are we going after these Chelsea rejects and them?
And hear how Chelsea gonna do it, right? Chelsea gonna get a 100 million loan fee with an obligation to buy for 200 million. First we do this. Cucurella or Region? Who are they taking?
I go for that's hard, boy. That's hard, boy. I'm not putting my foot in my mouth for this one.
None.
No.
I feel. Give Fernandez a chance.
I just feel by default I will take Cucurella. You know why? Because remember when we was after Regulon and he ended up going Spurs. And no, not that he Blanco, you know. But after he signed for Spurs and they beat with 6-1, he makes some kind of sly posts on social media about we and that kind of thing now. Yeah, I ain't forget that. So you stay and you rotten in Spurs, the same club that you choose. So you stay there and rotten or go back in La Liga and loan. So that's the only reason why I'm taking Cucurella, because you don't do with that. You don't you don't burn bridges. You dig? So yeah.
Right, Cucurella gonna remind me of Philly anybody. Good boy. Yeah, but he have a Fellaini finish, but I can't take that boy.
JP saying here Mount was good in the first half versus Spurs. You know, I still say too early to make a call on Mount. Right?
Yeah, but I still say in terms of that he is not the type of player that we need if we want to improve the quality of our football.
Exactly.
That might have been okay in that game. He's not the player we need for the football we want to play.
But I wouldn't say that enough, because I would like to see Mount play without Bruno anything.
Exactly. So I was saying, so he had to be like a replacement for Bruno.
Yeah, because that's what I was saying. For Mount,
Bruno.
Yeah, that's it. Having that three in the midfield is a disaster.
That's a disaster.
Yeah, I wouldn't say, as I said before, I'll repeat it as a disclaimer, because it might have Mount supporters in here. I'm not saying Mount is a disaster, but Mount in that midfield, the midfield on the whole, is a disaster.
Oh, I like how you're fixing your comments.
Yeah, because I know it's among people in here, you know. Easy, you know.
Christian saying here we need a striker up front. It's clear to see, and it hardly have options available. So I'm desperate. I taking Kakalu on loan. How good are you alone? I ain't taking he at all. You are alone.
To go away to do
to talking people ears and hug them up after game. Right? Simeon saying here if that was the hair. Anyway, how nobody tell Rashford nothing. That's about the I think that's his challenge on the goal, right? Aaron on the inside, good night, man. Thanks for joining, buddy. Eric Lewis, thanks for joining. Good night to you. He's saying you all think Onana should have come out for the first goal.
And we talk about that because what we're saying is Rashford could have put in the challenge. So if Rashford
the first goal he said.
That's the first goal. Yeah.
If Rashford was so close and could have put in a challenge, then to me it's no reason for him to come out now. Because
Exactly.
Rashford was so close. So if it is that it was 1-on-1, then I would have said yes, he should have come out. But knowing Rashford was so close and could have put in a challenge, I would say no.
Rashford collected that ball, the guy collected the ball in Forest half or in we half.
In first half.
Well, Rashford could kick him down, but he would not get sent off.
I ain't sure that.
Nah, he might,
Nah,
nah, I don't think he
he,
had kick him
yeah,
down there. But he
yeah,
had
he would not
enough
get it.
time.
Yeah, if
But
it's
he
in
had
that, if
enough,
it's in their half, he would not get sent off.
yeah, but he had enough time for him to catch up and put
Yeah,
in a challenge.
Yeah, because I
I
see
think that
Rashford
is why
quickly burners and
Onana
catch
didn't.
him.
Yeah, I
Yeah.
think that's why
yeah.
Onana didn't come out.
Jody saying here, don't worry about striker. We have wish.com Haaland.
Olha, Hoylund gonna surprise Ole, you know. Like
I
it's,
hope so. I hope so. I hope so. I
nah,
really hope so.
I feel he will surprise you because I tell you, I watched some ball today, right? And even with the Spurs game, men foot sticking on the ball in the box, you know, like like the getting ball on the foot, and I don't know what to do with it. Look today with the free kick, Dalo Hai hand on
Alone.
the waist,
Alone. Yeah, alone if they
alone.
collect that ball.
Be-
Yeah.
As a team, you're supposed to be in a free kick position. As a team, everybody's supposed to be once you're in doubt in the box in the 18 yard,
Yeah. I mean, you have a rule. You have a
everybody
function. You're supposed to be
everybody
expecting.
should be expecting to get that ball.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Understand?
Yeah. Simeon saying he ain't falling for that this year. Bruno does only win man of the match against teams like Forest. Remember when he played like that? Remember when he played like that all the time? Forest at home?
Nah.
He also said
Nah,
here, I just want to
don't
see
do the man
Rashford
that.
finally get coached and not cuddled. All right. JP saying here there was another instance when Onana could have come for the ball and didn't. He didn't venture much out of the box too. I feel he gets instructions to hold back.
Yeah, no, I feel so too. Honestly,
Yeah, I
I
think so too,
feel
yeah.
so. Yeah, I feel so. Again, and it could be even that he don't trust his back for either.
True.
that he's saying, hey, nah, let me secure myself here.
Yeah.
But
Yeah,
Make a
he
strike.
make a save. He make a save
yeah,
today.
in the second
Ooh
half.
boy,
Yeah,
ooh
quality save.
boy.
But all you hear this, right? Anthony been coming under for some real stick lately.
But you
Right?
see
And even today.
Ten Hag cuss him up today.
Yeah,
Eh?
even today.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah,
when he fall long.
Yeah. Yeah.
no,
And
but
he wasn't getting up.
Yeah.
right, and even today before the game, Ten Hag had to justify selection of Anthony and that kind of thing, right? And just going through social media and talking to different Man United fans, it still have different takes on his performance today. Some not pleased, others pleased. What are your make of Anthony's performance today? Because he was real active. But
Yeah.
go through.
Yeah, to me, Anthony continued to be a roller coaster. At some times, he could get it to, hey, pick your head, and then some other times, most times, the head like you're shaking your head now. I think he started off as most of the team poorly, and I think you were messaging me, man, say, boy, this Anthony fella, frustrating to look at. But he made one play today, shot today that I thought was going into the goal, and turn out to pull off a magnificent save. And to me, that is where you're thinking that he have in his locker, and you just wanted to come to the fore more now. If you could give more of that, then you could see the value, because that save from Turner today, another goalkeeper may not have saved that, and Anthony could have been on his score sheet today. So to me, it's just about consistency. Maybe that simple play today would have, improved his confidence. I think maybe he's a confidence player as well. So roller coaster performance, I really hoping it get better, because I think Anthony on our team is very important. He's a very vital part of our team. especially defensively. So it's just for me for him to really improve. Before the season started, I would have hoped that hey, I think the breakout player for us this season is Anthony, and that is my hope. Because I can't predict the future, but I hoping that is the breakout player for this season, and I still hasn't changed as yet. But he needs to be more consistent, and decision making has to improve.
Has to.
Yeah.
Go through Dwayne.
All right. So recently we were talking about Anthony again, right? And before I make comments and things, I like to be straight now. So I went back and watched some videos of Anthony at Ajax, right? This Anthony and that Anthony is the same Anthony. But the problem is, I think Ten Hag and Anthony underestimate the Premier League, right? Also, Ajax, their front five was very mobile, right? So Anthony one trick wonder could have worked because the players who he played with know what to expect from him. So they found themselves in positions where his one trick wonder, they could have taken the ball from him, right? Where he could adjust his position, but our players not as mobile as those Ajax players, right? So Anthony one trick wonder does look like that's all he have now, right? Because today he went down the right hand thing too, right? In Ajax, Anthony used to go down the right a lot. But you know what's happen? Tadic and them boy then they used to go with him too. So he could have passed off the ball easy and he going back and then he'll go back on the left, collect back the ball in left and do he one trick wonder shot. But the fellas who we have here ain't doing that. Ten are probably trying to get them to play like that. But it's not clicking our way. But it's the same Anthony who was at Ajax. Right? So I just think it's something they really have to work on, and apparently they're working on it because for him to go on the right twice today
Yeah.
is something we never see him do before. I think it's something they're working on, right? Because they recognize that this is not Ajax, and this is not the era, and this is not the Eredivisie. Right? So things you get away with in the Eredivisie, they'll kick him down. They'll kick him down in the Premier League. The difference.
If it's one thing where you say, Dwayne, that I more agree with, is the fact that the Anthony that we saw in the Eredivisie and the one that we see now is the same Anthony. It's just the league different, and the league probably more competitive.
Exactly.
You know,
because I watch his style of play and stuff. He's not doing nothing different. Yeah. He's not. People might say, he what from the videos, the what I'm saying, no. What the team and the players who are playing around and the league is different.
Yeah,
however, and I think this is where Anthony, right, had to adjust. This is where he had to adjust because one from the Eredivisie to the Premiership is one thing, but from Ajax to Manchester United is the next thing.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
So you had to step up. Now,
and even Malacia too.
Yeah.
Malacia come from the same league, right? And Malacia is the same player, but the Premier League players faster, the game faster, stronger, and all that kind of thing, right? So you find Malacia look real poor now, way, but it's the same Malacia.
So they have to step up their game.
They have to step up.
Exactly.
Now, my thing on Anthony is this, and it's something I've always been saying. I find when Anthony on the field, Anthony does always pose a threat. But after a while, that threat just become weaker and weaker when you're decision making off. When Anthony's supposed to pass, Anthony wants to try that wonder strike. Right? And sometimes when he's supposed to score the wonder strike, he gained the wonder strike on properly. You know what I'm saying? And the thing about it is he has become very predictable. So you realize when Anthony had the ball, right, you're seeing defenders trying to mark him and force him down the right because they know he's weaker there. they know he more deadly if he cut in on his right. So that is why, on his left foot, sorry. So that is why we see Anthony being forced to go down on his right. So it's not, so to me, it's not that Anthony working on his right, you know.
I feel he works on the right, to be honest, Erim.
To me,
Mm-hmm.
that is Anthony having no choice but to use his right.
But right.
Because
but
that
this,
left foot, but let me just land here,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because you see that left foot, he will continue to create spaces because we play that kind of quick transition football. So he will have opportunities where he could, do what he had to do and cut and see an opening and try it. To which I don't always think that's the best option, right? Because if it's one thing I don't hate to see Anthony do is what I used to hate to see Fred do. That apology thing, right? But I don't want to fault a player for trying something that he particularly good at. But what I'm saying is time and place. Know how to, because when Anthony traveling with the ball, and the thing that Anthony just give you over Sancho is he will go into tackles, he will use his body, he will force it, he will go at you. Sancho a little more passive on that front, right? So that's why I could understand why Ten Hag will want to insist with Anthony on the right. And I think as Nico mentioned, defensively, you get a shift. But where it matters, I find Anthony still lacking, boy, and that is what.
But if it was back to any place, there's nobody have yet stopped once Anthony hit that turn. Nobody have yet stopped him, right?
No, when you say stop him, blocking doesn't necessarily be stopping him. Once you get him to shoot that thing wide, that's enough,
No,
so once you put him off, you put him off that proper shot, you stop him.
But I think most coaches will want their players to stop him from even going in left.
Yeah.
Right? But a lot of times, them shots he taking wide is not because nobody blocking, it's because he kick nonsense. Yeah. Plenty times. Right? But think about this. If he and Wan-Bissaka communicate more, right? And Wan-Bissaka overlap correctly, I think it will get more space because now the defenders don't have to worry about Wan-Bissaka. Understand? And most of the time, Wan-Bissaka does only overlap when Anthony cut in. Understand?
I think I get that way talk about the mobility from Ajax. So Ajax had so much mobility. So by the time Anthony cut in, because a player cutting behind here, so the defender now looking to
exactly.
He in a country here now, so you don't know if to run with the runner or to stay with Anthony.
Who to go with?
So by the time you get Anthony that into space, then it's quality now. But we don't get that mobility.
I think this is where now we have to see a little more productivity from Wan-Bissaka, because if a defender know when Wan-Bissaka get the ball, he just gonna cut it back. Then I don't really worry about or the quality of this cross coming in from Wan-Bissaka gonna be at a high level. So this way Wan-Bissaka know how to work on his final ball.
Yeah. So they say you have a quality right back. You have a quality right back with Anthony. Right? That they know, the right back making the run there. No, he has quality on the ball. Or Anthony cutting in, you don't know who to mark.
Exactly.
Makes sense. I get some comments there, fellas. But that's some good, thoughts on the Anthony situation right now. But Anthony still had an uppy game. Right? I'm kidding. Saying I don't appreciate when my son Hoyland before he even kick a ball.
Who was calling him though? I'm not sure.
Do you see? I think somebody was calling him the Haaland from Wish.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Johnny's in here, but Anthony made a cross with his right foot for Bruno, who almost scored. He will come good at the team as well. Yeah. Arun saying here, fellas, the new system of football now going to have some effects in the future. People not really talking about it. How easy yellow cards are being handed out. Bruno got another yellow so easy, so soft, to the amount of additional time being added here. That's something we had to talk about.
The additional time was terrible.
Yeah, players like Casemiro burnt out. So we need backup because otherwise it's going to be a long season for him. So no doubt. 11 minutes. It was 11 plus about 3 minutes in it.
I think they should protest. They should protest the Onana yellow card. They should
Because of
appeal that yellow card.
the ball was on the
Yeah,
pitch end, yeah.
yeah, they should appeal that card.
And the referee made some poor decisions today. You want to Rashford. The two players bumped into each other.
And Rashford, yeah.
But
And he
but
couldn't
Rashford
foul.
kick away the ball, yes, which definitely deserve a yellow. But the referee had to be better than that. You see
Yeah.
two players collide with each other, and you stop the play for a foul. Rashford did nothing.
And a foul against we, yeah?
Exactly.
Yeah. Eric saying here, one of the reasons why one played well today is partly due to Anthony. One can venture forward knowing Anthony can hold it down defensively. Yeah. But I think the way how the team set up as well, sometimes when even Anthony and Wan-Bissaka high, it's a coverage, whether it's Casemiro, Ericsson, Bruno, it is always has somebody to cover them there now. So I think in terms of that kind of structure, we've been doing well. It's just in the attacking third, we need some more decisiveness from them players.
Yeah.
I didn't see the donut in the middle of the field today. That's what I didn't see.
Yeah. It could be because of how Forest just
Could be
decide
too.
that
Could be
after
too.
them
Could be
get
too.
through, them shock and we're gonna let me just hold this 2-0 lead and let me just try to defend for me life.
Yeah.
And they're playing to your hand. So you're saying here, Dwayne statement have me shook. Right? If Ten Hag can't tell what is EPL talent, we're in trouble.
No, I guess it's just for them players not to step up because he would invest. Ten Hag would invest in these players knowing that maybe they have the potential to step up to the next level now. So it's just for them now to step up to the next level because I know he know coming into Premier League is not easy.
Yeah. Kidan saying here, Blue United jersey talking. Man name is Dwayne. Kidan like Dwayne, right? He's talking facts again. That Ajax football was very fluid, intricate passes, beautiful football. And the Prem is a different beast. And men know Anthony one-footed bad. Yeah. Simeon saying here, I was watching Nani highlights and comparing what we have, and it didn't make sense. Although Anthony and Nani is a very fair comparison when you deep it in it, because and Nani was real frustrating in the early set. But he used to give me some real blinders, some top performances, but he was very frustrating with the decision.
Yeah, I feel Nani more skillful, boy.
Definitely. Nani could go on both feet.
On both feet.
But Nani was equally frustrating by Flair, but he
He
was
was
very
greedy.
frustrating.
He was very greedy too.
I remember Ronaldo used to rail loud that up by. Kidan saying here, this game was the first time I saw Anthony going on his right to put the ball in more often in the game. Yeah. And hopefully it's something that will come more and more.
I feel Benny doing that, boy. Is Benny in him?
McCarthy,
Benny.
Benny. Jody said the boy gets away from a ball to face with Rashford. Yeah, I see it. He ducked in time. Right? Jody also saying the donut wasn't there because Dallo and Butcher was filling midfield a lot today. Yeah. But again, it could be because Nottingham Forest wasn't playing nothing as well too. Alright. So
then again Ericsson's slow. So Ericsson wouldn't be running so much forward as Mount.
And then his positional sense.
Yeah, is better. Yeah, because Ericsson wasn't making. Because like when Monk played, we find Monk in the 6-yard box plenty.
Yeah, right true.
Right true. Ericsson wasn't doing that. Yes, he was there to score the goal, but he wasn't doing that every single minute now, right?
Yeah. So again, we're talking about it, right? Talk Sports. I can't remember who's the two guys was talking about it, and they're saying that Rashford dive.
Dive?
Yeah, they're
They're
saying
crazy?
Rashford dive.
How that dive?
It wasn't a penalty. They said it wasn't a penalty.
They may see the penalty from Liverpool. Will Liverpool get the
Well, there's a saying, right? And I'm sure, just like with the Onana issue, they're going to talk about this Rashford thing for the next week.
Well, let them suspend the referee them from game next week too.
No, and then when United get a quality penalty now, they wouldn't call it.
Yeah,
because it's question the referees.
Exactly.
But as you say, United sells, so they're going to push that, they're going to pedal that because whoever station they're working for, right, they'll get mileage. And United sells, so they had to do that. I don't be surprised.
But I don't understand, like, where's the witch hunt about now, boy? That's a,
No, no, the way
you
chatted
telling
about.
me, but you telling me you cannot, no, it's getting ridiculous, because if you look at that, this is no marginal thing, there's a blatant penalty. You understand what I'm
Dream,
saying?
United sells by.
Yeah,
I
they
only
might care
have to
about that.
know. Let me care about that.
Yeah, they might
United
care about
No,
that.
but
sells.
what's saying too now, boy? What's saying too now, boy? Sometimes, you go listen to a boy talk, and he go get a little smirk at the end of the thought, knowing that he just pushing an
Nah,
agenda, but these fellas serious, boy.
them is
Yeah,
serious. Them know that
man.
selling. Them play for the work.
They might sickening, man.
Them play for
Boy,
the
here
work,
now, boy,
boy.
and these fellas, I watching this, and these fellas, oh, it's Jamie O'Hara and Agbon Lahore.
Them
Rashford
play.
dive. That is not a penalty.
Them play for the work.
But I didn't even hear
Right?
them fellas talk about Sai, whoever his name is,
That was
dive
telling you
against
because Liverpool
Sting the
don't
other
sell
day.
nothing. Nobody interested in hearing that about
Yeah, them
Liverpool.
fellas sickening bad, you know.
No, because remember, well, I see here Manchester United. Everybody too, you know. Rashford died. Everybody look at this. Hey, let me see this dive. Rashford. You hear that from Liverpool, nobody, whatever, and then move on. That's telling you. I telling you, I didn't realize that a long time. So I don't fight up. I just know we
JP
just
say,
end up at the shitty and the stick because them referees and
regardless.
them just get chained up with that.
But
And
they
next
said,
Yes.
game is foolishness.
they said because it's only after Klopp went and talked that thing about, oh, we just get calls and calls. That is when the
Yeah.
referees and them
Soft,
it's an
blatant
affect we.
penalty. Yeah.
Yeah. JP saying here, Agbon Lahore is a regular on that show and does talk the world of his, you know. Man was a trash forward. Yeah. No doubt, no doubt. So, fellas, I guess, is there anything else about the game that we want to bring to the fore to discuss?
And then just want to touch on Bruno again. I think he really, no. I just really think that he gave a captain's performance today. I think cool, calm on the penalty, the goal for Casemiro, even because he took the free kick back to Rashford, made the run, and then Rashford would have found him. I think that was brilliant. That was quality. And I really want to rate Bruno's performance today. I saw some play even where he dug in and he fought and he won the ball. When normally we used to give up, or he used to give up. I didn't see that give up.
Yeah.
That giving up today. And today I was really impressed with Bruno's performance. Today was the day where he would have stamped his name as Manchester United captain with that performance today. And I really hope that he continue with that going forward.
Yeah. And I mean, and Simeon, as he'd say, don't only do it against Forest now, do it against, bigger teams,
Yeah, do it
teams
next
that are much
week.
bigger. Yeah, do it
Next
next
week.
week,
Yeah.
you know. So, Arsenal, guys, right? Now, what a few chances are like against Arsenal next week, because we do have Mount, whether although you consider that as a blessing or not, we do have a player, right? We do have Shaw, we don't know what we're going with Varane, right? Based on what Ten Hag say, Hoyland's supposed to start on the bench, right? Where your starting 11 will look like, and where you feel which chances like for Arsenal next week.
Just like today, if with the exception if Varane not available, we have no choice.
I agree. I ain't changing that thing. I
Yeah,
ain't changing that thing.
only difference will be if Lindelof had to come in for Varane. Other
Yeah,
than that,
but
nothing changed.
that's straightforward.
Yeah.
The only thing I want us to start the game better. I really hope today was a wake up call for us, and next game we really start the game on the front foot. I was listening to some of the commentators, and they even talk about our prep or our warm up for the game, and the set was like a kick
Lackluster.
about. Yeah, a kick about for the players that's taking free kicks, and while City or Forest, sorry, they were into a proper warm up. So I hope I really take it serious and to start the game on the front foot. I think if we do that, I don't think Arsenal in much or all are blistering form. And I mean, anything could happen. Two top teams, to me, anything could happen.
Yeah.
Nothing less than a win, man.
Yeah, and I think
I can't take them Arsenal, man.
I think I think normally, the guys there's really wake up and step up for a big game now. I mean, I'm not encouraging or promoting that kind of mentality. Where you're only coming up for the big games and the small games is wherever. But most times, them fellas deep down, there's know when time to play Arsenal, we just dig deep. In terms of style of football, I think we still struggling, we still getting there, we still trying to identify certain things. I don't think our team is in its complete form. I think Arsenal, way ahead of us in terms of that. So that's why you'll find we'll be playing against a team who understand function and roles a lot better, and will be able to maybe able to execute it a bit better. Right, and that to be honest, is kind of scare me a little bit, especially with a team like Arsenal,
I
But
have a problem
we
though.
proved many times in the past that with all that, we could still go and get a result, a positive result that is. So
I have a problem though, and I can't agree with this one. What will happen with Garnacho? Because
impact player,
where?
We mean where?
You come on the left.
Rashford playing the whole game.
No, Edgar had games. No, listen, Garnacho. Let me get some straight here doing. Garnacho don't have to play every game, Garnacho don't have to play every game.
I talk about next week because he didn't play today. I talk about next week.
She don't have to play next week neither.
I get.
He could play, but what I'm saying, right, is if let me just say we go out next week, and let me say we go with Rashford, Marcel, and Anthony, right, and them fellas perform to the level, to say, hey, them fellas play, and then we know the obvious change will be Marcel for Hoyland because that is Hoyland debut, right, and Rashford the type of player you rarely sub off.
Yeah, that's it.
You understand? So what?
I mean, but if Terang had to bring on Garnacho for Harry, so you could bring him on.
Well, yeah. But what says we always feel that a boy have to play, and I tell you, it's real games. Men like Foden and them watch Mahrez, Grealish, never play 2-3 games back to back. Them fellas they play.
I'm saying, no. Stop comparing Manchester United.
No, it's not a matter of just comparing Manchester City. It's a concept, it's a mentality thing.
City could change the team 3 times. Well, last season they could have changed the team 3 times. I have a strong team. We can change half the team.
Can I go figure it out, Win? Can I go figure it out?
I was wondering
because you don't want to stunt Garnacho.
Yeah, exactly. But and also too with Arsenal, we have to be strong for the 120 minutes because you know that game gonna go real long.
Yeah. That game gonna play about
especially if you didn't 1-0.
That game gonna play
1-0. You will have 20 minutes extra.
That game gonna go real long.
Can I go figure it out?
No, I agree. He go figure it out and he had to figure it out. But what I'm saying is, earlier, if the man play, no big deal. No big deal. That's all I say.
I agree.
You understand?
He
will get games. His time will come. He
will get games. He'll get games.
And he'll get games. He'll get games back to back. That's how he started the season back to back. And if he took his chances, he'd have
played today. Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's the one watch that Fulham replay today. Watch that tape and see what Fulham do.
Yeah, boy.
Cause Fulham does well to Fulham through that game now.
Like you looking for Tenag work, Dwayne? You looking for Tenag work?
He need help, man. He need help. Yeah, some questionable decisions he making, man. He need help.
Just get some comments here. JP saying here, Nico, the best thing he was not constantly complaining. He let the football talk.
You no time to complain. We done most of the game. You complaining?
Yeah. Simeon Senior McTominay plays against Arsenal. Sad to see.
That's not happening.
But Simeon, not tonight. Not tonight.
There's a big one here. Eric's saying here, I'm worried about Dalo against Saka.
Yeah, but
Dalo real shaky defensively, eh?
But we have no choice. We have a choice. There's a choice you have. Well, Policha, left back.
I feel Fernandez could deal with Saka, boy.
Nah, boy, leave Dalo there. Dalo get a 5-year extension contract. Yeah. You understand?
All the switch sides, Wambasaka play,
left back?
Wambasaka play left back idea.
Nah,
and to leave Martinelli to cook Dalo on the next side. Yeah, nah. Let Dalo face demon and behavior.
Yeah. You have to earn your corn. Dalo have to earn your corn.
That's I will get Arsenal the flaws, boy. That two good men on top there, boy.
Yeah, proper.
Yeah,
I see we have a Arsenal man on the inside, Guna Dad. Big up yourself, man. Thanks for joining. Like up and share the thing, right?
Yeah, that man going on the Facebook now and say, oh, that man, you meant free last night, eh? But the sick, so the sick and diluted, so
what does mean? COYG. What I mean?
Come on, you Gunners. Come on, you Gunners.
Okay, good. All right. Yeah. Kiran saying, well, you get your name right now, finally. Well done, Kiran. He's saying you don't need to watch over that Arsenal game. Arteta turned into a chemist. He only experimenting with the team. I hope he experiment more next week. Let him play party centre back or something.
Right now, Arteta watching over every single game we play for the year from tonight till Saturday.
Yeah.
He's sick in it.
So earlier, we next week Thursday, it's transfer deadline. Right? From what we being told, Henderson's supposed to be in London undergoing a medical at Crystal Palace for a permanent move. Right? It looked like we're getting 15 million. If it was any other club, they was getting about 300 million for Dean. But we can't sell players, right?
But wait,
so Dean,
how come Forest was willing to pay 35 and Palace paying 15 plus 5? And that plus 5, we're not getting a plus 5 from Palace? What Palace going to achieve?
Well, the add-ons must be achievable add-ons. It had to be achievable add-ons. Win 3 games in a row, you'll get money. It can't be no Champions League
add-ons. In the Premier League, maybe stay up in the Premier League.
Yeah, it had to be achievable add-ons to get that 5 million. We ain't shipping it now. Win the Champions League.
Where's the weird shipping?
No, I'm telling you, for that 5 million, for that, no, but for real though, what kind of add-ons?
We pay about 100 million for Anthony.
That's saying what kind of add-ons Crystal Palace can offer.
Hey.
Nah, I feel it could be, as they could say, you stay in the leadership. Yeah, 5 clean sheets. Yeah, I feel so we get 5 million in the pocket and we move on. Right? And then they say they still have a sell-on percentage too. So whatever, yes, we just trying to clean house, and that's what going on. So we cutting with losses. I sure
Whatever I see this new goalkeeper saying.
Who, the Turkish fella?
Yeah.
I don't even know he.
I don't even know his name.
Yeah, I didn't know his name.
I'm sure you're going to say he's always been a Manchester fan, eh?
Yeah, of course. Let me see what we had to say. Right? And understand the insight. Thanks for joining, buddy. You're late though. Right? We're saying add-ons is usually appearances. So yeah, we take away 5 million. I take it anyhow I can get it. Once it's there, win the league and all kind of thing in that. Right? Because Crystal Palace, far from that. So guys, as I was saying, the transfer window closing next week, Thursday. Hopefully we could get Amrabat on the inside, so at least we have an option of the bench against Arsenal come next week. Hopefully we could get some players out. Hopefully we could get some players in, because the team far as we were lamenting earlier in the podcast. So let me see what's going to happen in the next couple of days, because I think that could define our season, right? Especially looking at how other teams are improving. So yeah,
they say Lukaku coming.
Coming away. Boy, here now.
Are you looking for Roma? Leroy, man.
Yes, yeah.
Dread,
That's it. That's yeah.
I prefer play McTominay up front than bring back Lukaku. Eh?
But McTominay is a good striker. Why did
Oh,
they
let's
not
stop
try
it down now.
McTominay
Oh,
up
let's
in?
stop it down now.
I
Stop
doing,
it
I
now. Stop it
doing,
now.
Why
I
did they not?
doing.
Why did they not try him up there, boy?
Stop it. Stop
I agree with Anderson here. Lukaku have mental issues. Yeah, is that man is talk as though he good. Anyway, fellas. Anyway, let me get some quick closing thoughts now. Keep it brief, guys.
Yeah, I'm taking our 3 points and I'm moving on. It was good that the guys showed mentality, to come back from that start today. It was demoralizing for the fans that start. But at the end of the day, I guess the weekend will be a feel a little lighter. After getting a result, the weekend definitely feel a bit lighter. Yeah.
Yeah, what you saying, Dwayne?
Well, from now on, I will always brush my teeth before the game start. Because as the game start, I start to brush my teeth, I go score. By the time I done brush my teeth, I next go score. So I'll never do it again. Never.
Oh,
Other than that,
God.
I'll take the 3 points. Right? And I just want to see upward movement, forward movement, you know what I'm saying? I want to see we going back. Because from what I'm seeing, we're regressing from last season.
I agree.
Right? We regress. I don't want to see that. I always see we moving forward and them kind of thing. Players look tired already. Players looking tired already. I don't know what it is going on, but players look tired. And I hope that Thursday, the most important news I want is that Maguire gone because I tell you he heavy. He heavy.
Oh,
And
God.
he is praying for men to get injured so he can play.
No, he praying for with a loss. He's praying
Yeah,
for with
I'm
a loss
telling you.
to say, well, hey, you see the
He
kind of
won.
play and they're still losing.
Yeah.
I read
That is
some
why
report that
that is why I'm glad Bruno did good today because he said when I was captain.
Yeah.
Understand? So
I thought he could say that, but still.
no, but I read somewhere today that the West Ham thing, West Ham still, still interested and it could still happen, So this week could be a real
And
big
then,
week.
and then West Ham doing good too. West Ham doing good things. So,
yeah,
No,
but
but
West Ham
let them still take him now. Let them
West
still
Ham
take him.
promote Brighton today, no?
yeah.
Jeez.
Yeah,
Hmm.
you know.
Moyes, that little trophy Moyes win last season it wake up his spirit, boy. Hmm.
Yeah. But I mean, I just hope again that I want us to start strong against Arsenal. Performance important. I know results is key, but sometimes like how we start games, I don't like how we start games. So we need to be a little more decisive, be strong. Let's don't make it an easy game for Arsenal, right?
We playing by them?
Yeah, we playing in
God boy.
Emirates. Yeah, Emirates.
Yeah.
Yeah. So let me hope we could go out there and make a good showing of ourselves now. I think the win today and the 3 points today will go a long way in terms of the confidence, especially the fight to come back from a 2-goal deficit. I just don't want to give Arsenal that privilege next week. Like we don't test it again now, right? So yeah,
Rashford scored his first goal next week.
taking that.
And Hoylund scoring 2.
Nah, man. Ooh, Dwayne, boy. Ooh.
Hoylund scoring 2. He coming off the bench.
Where you drinking there? You're texting them, man.
He coming off the bench and scored 2. Saka getting a red card.
Richard
In the first
Seabaran
half.
on the inside. Thanks for joining, man. He's saying he eating too much curry. I don't know who you're talking about. Probably Maguire.
Lukaku,
Right.
maybe.
Or Lukaku. All right. Anderson saying here West Ham win 2 games in a row and they don't want that blight. And I still feel the whim. All right. Richard also saying here, my son is an Arsenal fan and he watching. Tell him watch next week. Right? Let me hope we could throw some coals on the head. All right. So guys, again, that brings us to the end of the show. Thanks for all those who liked, who shared, who were in the comment section contributing. We're here to provide a platform for Man United fans to vent and to contribute to, healthy conversations about we club, man. And even rival fans, feel free to fall in, like and share as well. Right? That's what we are about.
You see, the rival fans and them don't have the insight to have platforms like these now, like. So they have no choice. And
I mean,
deep down inside, they are Manchester United fans, you know. If I was
I
certain
hope
Arsenal
no.
man, if I was certain Arsenal man, the
Uh-huh.
first thing he is message me every day is a video about Manchester United. You know. So I'm convinced he'll be sleeping and dreaming about United. You
Oh
know.
But
god.
here what I saying, right? Here what I saying. I would like for different fan, groups to, to do things like this. So we can have nice little collaborations and things too. Them things be nice,
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
yeah, so let people do the thing now, man. But if they want to come here and thing until their fan base do the same, no problem, all are welcome. All right. The last comment going to Kieran. Kieran saying Rashford scored on Arsenal on his debut. So who is Hoyland? All right. All right.
See,
Well,
and they say I'll be crazy, but you see, I'm telling all again kicks. Newcastle to win the league.
Look good.
come doing, behave. All right. So, fellas, it was nice. So, Nico,
Hey, good night.
Dwayne,
Yeah,
fellas, it
man.
was nice to see you
Bless.
all on the next one. Have a good night, man.
Hey,
All
good
right,
night.
man.